don't know what it is about every single Sonic game out there, but no matter how good or how bad these games are, these soundtracks are absolutely insane. Take a journey with me real quick. Imagine the year 2001. You're a little old lad and you're just waking up in the morning, getting ready for Christmas, and you go downstairs, you get the game that you always wanted, put it in your system, boot up to the home screen, and then the first thing you hear is... I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what do you mean? What do you mean when you just say that that's the normal main menu theme? What are you telling me, that this is a kid's game? I feel like I'm about to freaking fight God and then just triumph and ascend to another realm of divinity. And this is the normal? This is it? All right, let's actually check out this song and see what it has. Here we go. Oh, that's so good every time. Pause right there. I don't know what it is, but there's something so just electric when a song has lyrics in it. I know that sounds super simple, but I don't know, it just speaks to me. Vocalists in games have given us lines like, or something like, and especially tracks that are really cool, just like... And it's definitely something that needs to be done more, in my opinion. I love it. I love every single opportunity that I get to hear music like that. But I think that it's something that needs to be used in moderation, though. Because there's a possibility that when there are too many songs that try to be like this, that it can take too much of a foreground, right? This is a main menu theme, which is one thing. But if there's too many of these overlaid within the game, it can kind of detract from what the actual creator, what the actual devs wants for the player at that moment. It can sometimes make us fixate too much on the music, too much on the lyrics, and not have us focusing on what's directly in front of us, but just what we're hearing. There's ways to go about this. And again, nothing about this is law. When you use it sporadically, when you use it not all the time, it gives you the opportunity to allow depth and weight to be had when those songs actually come about. In one of my favorite games ever, the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy XIV, don't worry, I'm not going to say the entire spiel, you don't find vocals in the song until you get one of the climactic points in the game called Trials. And each one of them exudes its own little heightened personality when you go into the fight. And one of the best ones ever is this song that's called Answers. It's a song that welcomes every single player. If you've played 14, you've probably seen it before. It's the track that underlays the literal destruction of the world. And everything is getting obliterated in your path as you watch this. And you don't get to hear that song again until the very end of A Realm Reborn. And that's when you hear it as you're facing off against the same creature that caused that same destruction. Now this song that's supposed to be like this depressed cry of people longing for hope in this hopeless time where everything seems to be caving in all around them, you are there trying to right the wrong that has been made, trying to fight off the thing that tried to destroy you. And the weight that's felt because of it is awesome. Not everything has to be as dramatic, but the idea is to put these where their weight can truly be exemplified, whether it's in a boss battle, whether it's in a particular level, whether it's in a world, making sure that it fits the context, whether it's lyrics, whether it's just a song without it, instrumentals, making sure that the weight can be felt. Oh, so good. Wait. Okay, so little thing here, but to big effects. So right now we're chilling in the key of C# minor, I believe. We're playing the major 6 to the major 7th to the minor 1, and then to the major 3rd in that first section, right? So Got it. Good. Okay, cool. We're there. However, as we progress to that second section, we go a little bit out of the normal. We go from ending on that major 3 chord to ending on the flat 1, sharp 7, I don't know how you want to call that, to the flat major 2. And that effect grabs your attention, so much so that it does it twice. And these are just little sprinkles. They're not grabbing these chords throughout the entirety of it, but they're doing it just enough to grab your attention. So that way, in case you're getting stale, in case the melody's getting a little bit repetitive, it pulls you back and says, oh, you thought you were comfortable? Yo, listen to this. And so it's really cool to see that. Again, this is one of those things where you take just a little bit of something that's possible. You take some small things, you just sprinkle it in right there, and then just the effects are wild. I love it. It's, again, that flat 1, sharp 7, I don't know, someone can tell me how you would say that, to the flat 2. It's ridiculous. It's awesome. I love it. And so yeah, let's move on real quick. I just wanted to gush on that real quick. Love it. Yes. Wait. Okay. This is the line of the song. It's literally the name of the track, and it's strong, loud, and declarative. When you think of this song, you think of this lyric. This is probably the lyric that sticks in your head most of the time, and you'll be screaming it whenever you're jamming. And that's what it's designed to be, of course. Also, that electric riff, like every time I hear it, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I love how it's just this short little snippet that's added on the hanging on the edge of tomorrow. But it's nothing spectacular on its own. Like, here it is real quick. And like, that's nothing all that much, but it's so good when you're just listening to it. I find myself hyper fixating on it every time I listen to the song. I'm just like, I'm waiting for it every time we go into this chorus. It's so good. All right, let's keep going. Going in back into that chorus eventually. Yeah. That's awesome. And then we're back. Yeah. Awesome. So, okay. One last thing about the song before we end off. Okay, so in this bridge, we are going to be grabbing that D major chord again, that flat 2 that we used before, and the C chord, but we're using them a little bit differently. So instead of a normal C major like we did before, we're actually going to be playing the C major 7. And for those of you who don't know, the C major 7 is nothing different all that much from a C major. You literally just add the 7th of it right there. Then we have what I believe is a D dominant chord that you get added on that end. I don't know if it is. It sounds like a D dominant that I'm hearing. Before resolving back to our normal progression. So we have that hold on to what is, hold on to what is. And again, not wildly outrageous progressions, you know? They're just 2 additionally different chords sprinkled throughout a song, but simplicity can oftentimes be the key to creating masterpieces. There can be room for complex riffs. There can be room for intricate design in music. I'm not saying that, again, this is not law. Please do not take this as law. Whenever you're trying to create something with an identity, when you're making music of like this, there's a healthy balance between having ideas and having familiarity, having something that people can come back to, having familiar chord progressions, having familiar melody lines, so that way your listener still has things to go back to, but not too much, so that way they're completely familiar with the song by halfway through. A lot of the times when composing, people fall into this trap of they create a 4-chord progression and then they don't change that progression for the entirety of the song. And while there is a place for that, what that can do is once it becomes memorable, once it's like, I know what this is, you tune it out. And we're going to be talking about that in the next song. And so if you're trying to create something that continuously grabs someone's attention the entire time, consider adding in another chord. Consider adding in something that's not native to your key. Oh, that C major 7's not there. That D dominant 7 is not there, but you just add it in. The worst thing that can happen is that it might not sound all that good. And then you just try a different chord that fits to the emotion that you're trying to convey. The possibilities are endless. Speaking of sticking to simplicity, let's move on to a radically different song now. I love this song. When I heard it for the first time, I was like, whoa, what is this? And it's called Dive Into the Mellow. Love it. It's just that line, the mellow. Anyways, let's give it a listen. All right, here we go. so good. Ooh, that like rest right there before going in on that second beat, that was really good. Oh, wait. Well, before we get to lyrics, has Knuckles ever rapped? Does anyone know that? Does anyone actually know if Knuckles has ever rapped? Because like they just said, right, this is sung from the perspective of Knuckles. Listen to that again. Okay, got it right there. Okay, Knuckles is the one rapping this song. Okay, I've never seen this occur. I've never seen this happen. If anyone has, let me know, because that sounds really cool. I would love to see this. If not, we desperately need it. No, but that's actually really cool to hear that this is from it. I actually never listened to that before. That lyric, actually. I've never heard that. Firstly, one of the things that I love when looking at games is how often we can swap genres depending on the context. For example, we were literally just here. And now we're here, okay? Drastically different places. And going from that to hip hop is an awesome thing to not only be able to do, but to do it well. And personally, this scratches a huge itch of mine. I grew up on this type of music, and so whenever I get to see hip hop represented in games, I get so excited because it's so good. If you have any favorite games that utilize hip hop soundtracks, please let me know. I would love to find more. But also, let's just talk about that progression real quick, because we were just talking about simplicity and how if you want to keep their attention, you got to make sure that you sometimes have a balance. This is opting for something a little bit more different in its melody, in its progression, because it's literally D minor major 7, A minor major 7. That's it. That's literally it. And this happens a lot in hip hop. Oftentimes what you would see is producers would flip some of these samples into their main melody, throw a beat behind it, and then throw bars over it. And guess what? It worked incredibly well, because while producers did want the best beat, at the end of the day, rappers were going to be making sure that they had something that they could flow into. You know, they wanted to make sure that their flow could attribute into it fairly well. And so in that genre, simplicity actually was king. Because if you had a more complex track, your flow could get thrown off, because the lyricism is what's supposed to be the complex part. Back in the day, people were trying to fight and getting better and better and better, trying to create the best type of rhythm for their flow that they could create, oftentimes creating these wildly intricate types of raps. And they're so cool. If you've ever listened to 80s or 90s style raps, if you look deep within, there are some really good things out there that you could find. And so yeah, I love just like this usage of these two chords back and forth, trying to create this. It works so well because it's not too much, and then I'm sure that we're about to get into some greatness. So let's just keep listening. Was he called a pit? Did he just call himself a pit? Wait, what? We're gonna rewind that at the end. Oh yeah, wait. That was really good. And that, honestly, that flow was great. Personally, what I love about music like this is I find myself being able to equally engage with it as much as I can just let it coast through as I'm playing. Because obviously, you gotta think about the context that the song is being played in. You're playing a game, right? You are actively playing something. And so this song is going to kind of fade into the background with that progression. It's very much so designed in that way, where it's got these two chords that are rotating back and forth. And as you're playing, it's gonna be, again, that familiarity is gonna allow you to tune it out while you're going through the level. Those lyrics are gonna keep poking its way back into the main space. And so you're probably not gonna be able to hyper focus on every individual bar that gets said. On its own, out of context, you have all the opportunity to just tear apart every single lyric line for line for line. And so you have that opportunity to engage with it. And then in the actual context that it's being used, it's just an awesome track to listen to and just, you know, collect your emeralds to. All right, one last thing. All right, let's keep going. Dog, this instrumental is just too good. You hear it's just flipping back and forth. That was good. I feel like, again, in this last instrumental section, I feel like it's important to reiterate that the last song we just listened to was this. Keep that in your head. These warm, chill beats that we got going here also exist in the same sphere. And it's really awesome, once more, to see that level of diversity in genres like that. Because unless, obviously, your game is a rhythm game, sometimes you do work within constraints. And if you're a rhythm game, yeah, the world is your oyster. Have fun. But, ladies and gents, the moment you've been waiting for, the song that you've been waiting for, this is the thing that you've been waiting the entire video for, probably. The none other, the great, the fantastic. All right, here we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. You ready? You ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. Here it is. It's fantastic. Okay. You know it. I know it. Do I need to say more? That bass line. You all know this bass line. That is one of the most legendary bass lines ever. Not enough words to describe how I feel about it. This is a legendary song. And I'm just gonna play the bass line a little bit more so that way you understand it. Listen, just. And by the way, this is the first level. This is the first thing that you encounter. The first track that gets played when you're starting your game. What a way to start your journey. What a banger to begin with. This song can and does remain on my Spotify playlist in a playlist called Sonic Bangers, which I would not recommend to Google, by the way. But we haven't even gotten into the meat and potatoes of this song. Oh my gosh, it's every single time. It's so good. All right, let's keep going. Love that syncopated guitar right there. Yes. All right. This song is really just full of hope. I love this. Gotta follow my rainbow. Guess what lies ahead? Only one way to find out. Now, obviously we're playing a Sonic game here. And now while I'm not trying to find the most philosophical lessons here, it's cool to see that the game starts you out with a song that has you actually looking forward to what's ahead. You know, this game is a journey, and the only way to find out what is going to happen later in the game is to move forward, is to go ahead, is to literally chase forward through the level and to finish it. And so I find that really interesting as in its word usage, that this is what we begin with, you know? But we'll come back to that a little bit more. Ah, really good. That G major to A major is really awesome. Oh, that's so good. All right, we'll pause right there. We'll pause. Little thing here. Did you guys hear it? In that chorus, it's like, I'll make it through. You hear that little like rest that happens real quick? I find that really cool. It allows you to just, you know, keep your attention engaged as we're going throughout this entire thing. And one of the last things that I want to talk about in this video is I want to touch on this idea of energy. I want to touch on energy because I think that it's so important when we talk about music and games, when we talk about these awesome soundtracks, is the idea of what are you trying to instill within the player? What are you trying to have them feel? And this is important even if you're not making video game music. If you're just making music to make music, it's important to understand, what do you want your listener to feel? You have to understand the energy that you're trying to evoke, and letting that framework for what you want drive your creativity, so allow you to be able to work within those parameters. Because if you try hard enough, if you think about music that you enjoy, there's probably ideas of emotions or just overall themes that you can attribute to it if you try really hard enough. A lot of your songs have these sorts of emotions of, like, you know, maybe it's more waltzy, or maybe it's more just happy or sad or angsty. And so understanding what you're trying to communicate to them is super important. And especially in a game. With artists, you only get 3 minutes. You don't have to worry about keeping people's attention for hours upon hours upon hours. In a video game, we're working within the tens to hundreds, potentially, of hours. There's a lot of time. And so in that, we have to make sure that we are making our music in a way where at every single step, at every single point along the way, they understand exactly what we're trying to convey, exactly what we're trying to make them feel. We need to make sure that they're having it. Because if you take out the music from so many games. I mean, in any game, if you take out the music, there's a sudden weight that is lost. And so understanding how that is and how that feels and exactly what type of weight you want them to feel when you're playing is paramount to having a successful soundtrack. And so it's interesting to see, again, talking about this game, understanding that this track, this happy, lighthearted, but yet still quick. You know, we've got the electric guitar just chugging as we're going along, kind of like driving us, and having all of these uplifting lyrics, this fast-paced tempo, kind of like beginning to invoke and like lead us and guide us as we start off this game. It's saying, here's the beginning. Get ready for the beginning. There's a lot ahead. It's gonna be cool, and the only way to find out what cool things lie ahead is to just go, and go fast. No pun intended. Also, interesting lyric, interesting contrast here. They use that line in that second verse, live and learn. When they use that line, it's the same line. They're shouting it, they're declaring it. And in this section, in this song, it's very much so like, oh, you've got to live and learn. You've got to, it gives off the idea of, oh, I've got to make these experiments. I've got to, danger is lurking around every turn. Trust your feelings, gotta live and learn. You gotta make mistakes. You've gotta understand that going forward means that you're going to make mistakes. You're gonna live, you're gonna learn. But what does it say after? You'll make it through. Yet, in the song that comes before it, it's not so happy-go-lucky, right? They talk about hanging on the edge of tomorrow. You may never find your way. But it's very, like, sullen. It's very sad. It's very angsty. And, again, just the contrast between the two, where now you have all of this hope. You have all of this joy attributed to it. And it's like, huh, interesting word usage of a similar lyric that's used in a different song. Very, very, very well used here. When you do this, when you do all of this, when you understand how energy works, it allows for these powerful moments where your player can fully immerse themselves. And bada bing, bada boom, you got a soul player there. Have fun. Welcome to the fandom. It's nothing but dark here. And so, yeah, that's going to be it for me today. This has been an awesome time just talking about the soundtrack. It was amazing to be able to go over this. And yeah, if you've been here to the end of this video, hi, my name is Ace. I would love to have you subscribe if you're still here. And let me know in the comments what your favorite song from this game is, and if there are other games that you're like, yo, this is a banger soundtrack, you should listen to this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till next time, everybody. See ya.